Breakups. I'll tell you how I go through them and how I get over them. Disclaimer, I'm definitely not the best person to seek advice from about breakups because I'm the worst. I'm super emotional and I don't deal well with them. Back in the day, now I don't remember when the last time. Anyway, I'm just gonna tell you about a really hard breakup I had, and it took me years to get over. And it was me that broke up with the person because I could see they were not giving me what I deserved. They were talking the talk, but not walking the walk, if you know what I mean. And it was the most painful thing I've ever had to do. They were saying all the right things, and I was just seeing different things. So after seeing all these things that they wouldn't do, they were saying everything. The talk was phenomenal. But yeah, the doing was non-existent. So I broke up with them. It devastated me. I was, long story short, I was crying for years. I couldn't find a way out. There was no, especially, and it was my fault as well. I was talking as well afterwards, and they moved on pretty quickly. Traveling to the same places we were traveling, so that was even more. I went. I started feeling anger quite a lot, but that subsided super quickly, and then I was just a mess. And I'm the worst person to give you advice because now what I would say would be go through it, go through the pain. Don't try to distract yourself. I've tried to do all the wrong things. And bear in mind, I went through everything by myself. I didn't want to burden my friends back in the day. We're talking 13, 15 years ago now. And the friends I had were just for fun. I can see now they definitely didn't want to listen to me moaning about a person again after years. And I remember once I was just so sad, and I just told my friend, I'm not coping very well tonight. I'm not feeling very well. And I just said that just to see what they're gonna say. I didn't know what kind of help to ask. I just said I'm really, really sad. And they text me, no, Joe, just turn on the TV and just watch some comedy. And then they started talking about themselves. And then I realized, okay, I'm a burden. So I didn't have any support whatsoever, not just for the breakups, like for anything. Like I'd never had any, come on, I'll let's go out. I'll take your mind off. Let's just, I'm coming over, or like calling me straight away. If that was my friend telling me I'm really sad and I'm not coping very well tonight, I would be driving there. I would be there in 5 minutes. Are you joking? I never had that support, the kind of, let it out, cry, Joe, come on. And I'm here for you, don't you worry. And life is good and everything's going to be, I never ever had that. It took me years. Let's just go back to my story. I started doing, right after the breakup, I started doing all sorts, learning. I mean, I do love learning things, instruments, musical instruments, languages, but I went overboard. I started doing sports as well, tennis, volleyball, learning the violin. uh, learning Scandinavian languages, Finnish, Norwegian, Swedish. And it was okay it was okay for, for the duration of the day during daytime. Then I would go back home and I would just collapse. I remember I'm writing in my journals, like I can't breathe. And that was the main feeling. I could not breathe. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't find oxygen. Yeah, it was such a hard time. And it took me years and years and years and years crying. I knew I didn't want them back. It was just a pain. I don't know why. I'm just trying to dissect now with myself why I felt such immense pain. I knew they were not good for me. I genuinely don't know. I don't know. I had therapy as well. That didn't help. That was even worse. I don't know why I think that was, to be completely honest, I think it was so deeply felt and prolonged because I didn't have friends, true friends and family to pick me up, to take me out of it quickly. I did that. It took me years, but I did it. I started journaling. I started reading about Stoicism. That helped me. Actually, Stoicism helped me so much, even more than therapy. Just reading about the Stoics. I started meditating, really difficult and hard, like at first, sorry. Just focusing on my breath, feeling, focused, grounded. And I don't know if it was just because of time that erased the pain, or me. Obviously, of course, I did the work. It was just a natural progression, looking after myself, putting myself first. Because all the jokes and everything was like self-deprecating. I don't deserve anyone. Of course, they would leave me. Of course, although I did leave them, but they didn't love me. Of course, they wouldn't love me. Why would they love me, etc., etc.? And then I started thinking, I'm bloody amazing. What are you talking about? But it took me years. I started doing things by myself, traveling. I wanted to better myself. I started seeing potential in myself, and I changed jobs, I changed career. I started like building my personality, and I wish that person the best right now. If I ever see them in front of me, I wish them the best. I don't want to ask them anything. I don't know, again, it took me years. I'm not the best person to tell you this, to give you advice. I'm very emotional. I cry like that. And I get annoyed with little things. I know they're called red flags now, and it's true. And I wish I had seen the red flags back then. But now I see them and pick them up straight away. But anyway, I wasted years crying. Don't do the same. Just focus on you and just go through the pain. If you're going through a breakup right now, go through the pain. Sit down and cry for a week. Don't try to distract yourself. If you have friends, this is the best thing. They can just be there for you, your family. If you're by yourself, if you're alone and you're going through this alone, go through it, ride through it and cry and be angry. First of all, don't look at their socials. Delete everything, every single photograph on your phone. Oh, that helped me massively. Deleting every single thing, all the text and everything. That was actually one of the best things I can give you as advice. Delete the photo. Don't, even if you say, but that was, no, delete. That is the best thing. You don't want on your iPhone to be getting slideshows all of a sudden. Delete. And from iCloud and everything, the first thing, the first step. If I could give myself one advice, that would be straight away. Delete everything. Don't stalk them. And as hard as it might sound, focus on you. You are your best friend. Trust me, you are the best friend you could ever have. It will be hard, but trust me, it's worth it. I hope that was a little bit of a help. And if you're going through such a difficult time, I'm so sorry. I know exactly how it feels. And you'll be fine, I promise you. You'll be fine. Just focus on you. And have an amazing day.